Hey everybody, today we're going to be taking a look at 1.1.0, the Entropy update. This is the first update since the 1.0 release, and I do want to thank everybody who snapped the game up for 1.0. And as promised, 1.0 wouldn't be the end, so let's take a look at some of the new stuff. So the first map we're going to look at here is a randomized one called Duplex, and it's very much inspired by Twofold. I find a lot of these random maps, it's good to start with an existing one as kind of a baseline. Not every map is suitable for randomization, so I kind of just pick the ones that I think will work and make kind of a mutated version out of it. So you can see here, the inside platforms are changing quite a bit. These outside bridges are sometimes not there or flipping around. And we got teleporters that let you crisscross to the other side if you want. And the next map is another randomized one called Switchback, and it is very much inspired by Cascade. As I'm flipping through the randomizer, you'll notice that sometimes the bridges are on different sides, sometimes you get bridges that are all on one side. So it's usually a good idea to see if you can find a spot where you can push the creeps down these long hallways and then route them all the way back. A little tough, but lots of build space on this one. Okay, so the next map here is a handcrafted one called Spew. And it is at the very bottom of the handcrafted map list. It is extremely difficult. I really didn't mean to make it this hard, but after playing it a little bit, it's quite tricky. You'll see here that there are 4 creep spawners at the bottom, and they spew upward through the middle here, and they're going to cross over to the opposite side and try to reach their target drillers. There's some opportunity for pinching the paths together a little bit. You could go up and around behind some of these drillers if you want to, but this is an attacker heavy map, so you may want to bolster those drillers a little bit. They might take some fire. You can see that there's 4 damage type tiles in the middle, as well as a whole bunch of tantalizing booster pads out here. But yeah, this one's nasty, and there's a reason it's at the bottom of the list. Good luck. Okay, so this one's called Drop, and it's nowhere near as complicated as that last one. It's still pretty different, though. It's kind of inspired by those Drop-a-Doom rides you may see at an amusement park. So we spawn up here, we go down these tracks, everything's kind of speeding them along, so creeps are going to move pretty quickly on this map, and then kind of hit the bottom here. But if you look in the back here, you'll notice that there is one teleporter going back to the top, so if you're crafty enough and plan ahead, you can make use of these tracks a couple times, so a little thought is required here. Okay, so now we're going to take a look at a new ability, because I only had 5 abilities, and you can see that the grid down there, just having that last one fills it up nicely, and it makes my OCD very happy. But anyway, let's take a look at what it does. This one's called the Entropy Wave, and it's pretty much a slow-moving, freezing bubble. It's not super expensive to cast compared to some of the other abilities, but what it'll do is it'll freeze every creep that it touches in place for a short time, and when they thaw out, they'll also be slowed a little bit. So it's a good counter for maps that have a lot of fast creeps. Lock them in place for a little while, let your turrets do their magic. This is kind of a new device, so it may require a little bit of tuning here and there, but yeah, let me know please. Alright, and the last item we have for today is just a new way to re-roll your artifacts. So you can now use Essence to re-roll your artifacts if you want. In fact, you can use combinations of quality loss and Essence if you want, so re-roll as many times as you think you can afford it. Alright everybody, well that's all I have for the Entropy update. I hope everybody gets a kick out of all this stuff. As usual, there's a bunch of little tiny things in the patch notes if you're interested in that. But yeah, enjoy!